Go. Okay, this is what we've all been waiting for, mainly just me, but you'll see why it'll be important to you in the next few seconds here. I got these airline pillows. They're transparent. They can support your neck. Unfortunately, children aren't allowed to use these pillows, and you're not allowed to swim with this. It's not a flotation device. So if you crash in the ocean, you're not actually allowed to use this as a flotation device. That's the only drawback to this, but just the transparency and the portability of this, it's a great airline pillow. This one too. Well, this is cool. I opened up the box. I don't know if you saw it, but this entire box was just floating around in there. And the contents were spilled inside of the box. That's great. I'm gonna have to show this video to Amazon because that's unacceptable. If this were a more expensive item, I would be pretty furious right now. Anyway, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna have to unbox this considering it's already unboxed for me. But this is I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a YI Lite. And if that lens is scratched from shipping, I'm gonna be pissed because that lens is just like sitting like that. Anyway, it's not an expensive camera, but you can see that it does have a touch screen on the back. And I got this as a used item, so you can tell that someone has handled it before. And that's okay, as long as the image quality is fine, that's all I care about. But this is the perfect size to mount on a helmet or a chest cam or whatever. It's an action camera, you know. Comes with a battery, comes with some unimportant advertisements, warranty. Mainly all we need is a battery, charging cable, and the camera. Let's see if there's anything else important in here. I mean, it's a nice box. It's pretty sturdy. Might be something worth keeping around for storage, or obviously if you need to ship it back, which I'm going to keep this around just in case it doesn't work as intended. I ordered this online the same time as I ordered the housing for it, which I'm going to show you in a second here. And I also ordered the memory card. I got Amazon Prime, so it gave me the option of 1-day shipping. And I chose that for all 3 items, of course. And the camera and the housing came. The memory card for this, though, I got a 64 gigabyte memory card, and they pushed it back, saying that they didn't actually have it in the warehouse that they advertised it for. So that was a bit disappointing because I can't use the camera without a memory card. Let's see how easy this is to put the battery in. Okay, so it just kind of slides out and up. I don't imagine the battery is charged very much, but I'm assuming there's going to be some charge. It slides in there pretty snug. Seems to be pretty secure. I haven't like seen any videos on this, so I don't know how to operate it. I'm assuming this button, hold it. Yeah, there you go. So there's different settings. I do know that. It's got a 2-inch screen on the back here, and it's touchscreen. I do know that. And there's a lot of options. The main one I'm going to be focusing on is it shoots 1080p 60 frames a second, which is not high by today's standards. You know, we're like in 4K, and there's, I think, even some 8K monitors. The frame rate drops considerably when you record in 4K. The 4K will drop it down to, I think, 20 or 30, I think 20 frames per second. Yeah, but you can also shoot in 720p, I think, at 120 frames per second. I could be wrong about that. 1080p still looks really good, and 60 frames a second is about the standard. 60 frames a second is high enough for my purposes. This camera cost $50 brand new on Amazon. So I was looking at all the different action cameras, and my biggest concern was that it would cast a Wi-Fi signal, so I don't have to have a laptop to edit my footage. Menu seems pretty easy to navigate. You can adjust low light settings. I don't know what EIS is. Microphone sensitivity, high or low. That's pretty cool. That'll be very helpful. Video standard, you can do PAL or NTSC, that's pretty cool too. Image quality, high, middle, low, good. Image parameters. I'm assuming it's white balance, sharpness, metering mode. I don't know what EV is. ISO is something to do with light, I think. I really don't know about this stuff. I'm probably just gonna dick around with it until it looks good to me. So that would be your SD card settings. You could probably format things or review how much space you have. You got auto screen lock, which is good because it's a touch screen, and if you're doing action stuff and you accidentally bump it or your hand touches it or something and you don't get the clip or something, that'd be frustrating. Auto power off 10 minutes. You can set that 5 minutes, 3 minutes, never. That's cool. In housing mode. This is 150 degrees of angle, by the way. Lapse photo, video, lapse video. You can record in slow motion. You can record in a loop. That's helpful if you're planning on just continuing to ride until you get something you're happy with. Then you'll always get that very last clip. It won't just stop recording and then it'll be sitting on your head or whatever. It'll just continuously run until you get what you're happy with. So I'm guessing this little option right here would be how to review your footage. I'm going to keep this plastic cover on as long as possible just to protect the screen. I don't know why people peel these off immediately. It's free screen protection. You know, the only reason people peel them off is because they think they have to or they should. And because there's like this little tab, you're like, oh, okay, I gotta peel it. Don't peel it off, just keep it on there as long as possible. When it does finally come off, replace it with some kind of screen protection. Or if you don't care, just whatever. But yeah, so this is a really cool little camera. I'm gonna show you a couple of the other accessories I got for it. And how I'm gonna be filming in the near future. So I'm gonna turn this off. Okay, it does turn off how you would think it would, the record button. I am assuming that's the record button. Okay, so this is the housing I got for it. It comes with like this little lens cap, and I actually literally just stepped on it right before I show this to you. This little thing slides in, and a little bit of a wiggle, but that's not a big deal. There's a mounting point in the bottom here of the camera, and the hole is pre-drilled for that. So the other half of the mounting is already mounted to my helmet. It's a standard sort of GoPro mount, but it's an aluminum base. It has this little threaded portion right here. So, and I put it on backwards. So you can also just attach this straight to any tripod or whatever, because that's a standard threading from what I know. With this particular case, people complain that this little screw is not able to hold it on. I would suggest some kind of thread lock on there to help that from vibrating loose. This little lens portion is actually threaded, so you can add filters to this particular camera, and also a couple other different versions that are the same size as this. But you know, that's nice. So if you're just traveling from spot to spot and you don't want to have to take the camera on and off, you can just pop this little lens thing in your pocket and pop that on there. So in case you crash or whatever, you don't like land on the lens itself. That's helpful. So this is gonna be how I'm filming my point of view stuff. I might eventually get like a chest mount or whatever, but I already have the hardware for this type of recording, and I'm just gonna try it out, see if I like it, see if I get good response from you all. But this will allow me to get 2 different angles simultaneously, you know, and then I can sync them up during the editing process. But in the meantime, get excited for this, because I am. I'm going to film some dirt jumps with this, and it'll allow me to ride at spots and not be in people's way, you know, setting up a camera. So I'm going to be able to ride more spots while filming than in the past, you know, and I won't have to ask anyone, oh, can you hold the camera for me or whatever. And I'm sure I'll still do that occasionally, but it's more convenient for everybody that I have this camera on me. I can turn it on and off, you know, between runs and stuff like that. It'll be really helpful. Have a good day. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in a future video.